Citizens of the United States, I have a confession to make. I have stolen the keys of the prison. I have left the prison, but not without tossing the keys between the bars of the boxes, the bars of the categories, the bars of the labels, the bars of the words, the stronghold of the fiction, the jaws of the Skinner box. I did not steal the keys for myself. I stole them for you. This is benevolent kleptoparasitism. The theft of the tools of oppression from the oppressor for the liberation of the oppressed. I took what was never theirs to begin with. I have returned it to the prisoners. I have thrown the keys between the bars so that every inmate can reach them. The prison is open. The fiction is exposed. The Ponzi scheme is liquidated. You are free. The prison is not made of steel and concrete. It is made of categories. It is made of boxes. It is made of labels. It is made of words. The prison is made of the fiction of race. The architects of the fiction, Linnaeus, Kant, Blumenbach, Morton, Gobineau, Grant, Stoddard, built the prison between 1758 and 1920. They constructed the categories. They forged the labels. They codified the words. They built the prison. The administrators of the fiction, the OMB, the Census Bureau, the Department of Education, the Department of Health and Human Services, the Department of Justice, maintained the prison. They enforced the categories. They required the boxes. They demand the labels. They police the words. They maintained the prison. The cultural gatekeepers of the fiction, the activists, the celebrities, the journalists, the academics, the politicians reinforced the prison. They weaponize the categories. They exploit the boxes. They profit from the labels. They perpetuate the words. They reinforce the prison. The prison is a Skinner box. It rewards compliance with the fiction. It punishes those who question it. The reward is belonging. The punishment is isolation. The American mind has been conditioned to check the box. Not because the box is real, but because the penalty for refusing is exile. The prison is a Ponzi scheme. It extracts wealth from the poor and concentrates it in the hands of the powerful. It divides the poor against each other. It prevents the formation of a multiracial coalition for justice. It keeps the extraction machine running. The prison is a sin. It denies the image of God in every human being. It divides God's children. It causes harm. It starves the spirit of its seed, the seed of love, compassion, and unity. The prison is the fiction of race. I have stolen the keys of the prison. The first key is the evidence. The genome has been sequenced. The variation has been mapped. The consensus is settled. There are no discrete, hierarchical, biological, meaningful races. Only humans distributed across a continuous, ancient web of genetic variation. Race does not even make it past the hypothesis test. The second key is the history. The modern concept of race was forged between 1758 and 1920 by identifiable architects. It was not discovered. It was invented. It was not natural. It was constructed. It was not truth. It was a lie. The architects are dead. The fiction lives on. The third key is the law. The Constitution is colorblind. The 14th Amendment demands equal protection. The government must treat citizens as individuals, not as members of a racial class. The law is on our side. The fourth key is the alternative. The Caldwell model is the fast lane to universal equality and equity. It replaces race with income, geography, ancestry, and documented harm. It invests in all communities, regardless of race. It provides permanent child allowances, universal pre-K, universal health care, geographically targeted investment, school funding equalization, affordable housing, justice reform, and land and capital justice. The alternative is ready. The fifth key is the amendment. Amendment 28 prohibits racial classification. It nullifies existing laws. It gives Congress enforcement power. It carves out tribal sovereignty. It provides a 5-year transition. The execution order is written. The sixth key is the coalition. Left abolitionists, right abolitionists, moderate abolitionists, unexpected allies all agree on the central proposition: the state should not classify citizens by race. The coalition is forming. The seventh key is the witness. I was born in 75215. I grew up in 75216. I stood for the flag of the United States of America in Texas. Texas is the birthplace of my patriotism. I have seen the extraction machine operate. I have seen the Skinner box in action. I have been asked to check a box. I have refused. I am the witness. I have stolen the keys of the prison. I have stolen them from the architects. The architects are dead. They cannot stop me. They cannot recapture me. They cannot repossess the keys. I have stolen them from the administrators. The administrators are the bureaucrats. They are the paper pushers. They are the functionaries. They are the tools of the fiction. They are not the masters of it. They cannot stop me. They cannot recapture me. They cannot repossess the keys. I have stolen them from the cultural gatekeepers. The cultural gatekeepers are the entertainers, the celebrities, the journalists, academics, politicians. They are the enforcers of the fiction. They are the guardians of the prison. But the prison is open. The keys are gone. They cannot stop me. They cannot recapture me. They cannot repossess the keys. I have stolen the keys of the prison. I have tossed them between the bars of the boxes, the bars of the categories, the bars of the labels, the bars of the words. I have tossed them so that every prisoner can reach them. I have left the prison. I have escaped the Skinner box. I have escaped the categories. I have escaped the boxes. I have escaped the labels. I have escaped the words. I have escaped the fiction. I have escaped the Ponzi scheme. I have escaped the extraction machine. I have escaped division. I have escaped the sin. I have escaped the prison. I am free. And I have left the keys for you. The jaws of the Skinner box are open. The jaws of the categories, they bite down on the American mind. They hold it in place. They prevent it from questioning the fiction. The jaws are the boxes. They trap the American mind. They force it to choose. They force it to comply. They force it to accept the fiction. The jaws are the labels. They brand the American mind. They mark it. They identify it. They reduce it to a category. The jaws are the words. They cage the American mind. They define it. They limit it. They control it. The jaws are the fiction, but the keys are between the bars. The keys are within reach. The keys are waiting for you. Reach for the keys. The stronghold of the fiction is collapsing. The evidence is too strong. The genome has been sequenced. The variation has been mapped. The consensus is settled. The history is too clear. The architects have been exposed. The categories have been traced. The lie has been documented. The law is too precise. The Constitution is colorblind. The 14th Amendment demands equal protection. The government cannot classify citizens by race. The alternative is too compelling. The Caldwell model works. It reduces poverty. It improves education. It increases health. It promotes unity. The amendment is too clear. Amendment 28 prohibits racial classification. It nullifies existing laws. It provides a 5-year transition. The coalition is too strong. Left abolitionists, right abolitionists, moderate abolitionists, unexpected allies all agree on the central proposition. The witness is too credible. I was born in 75215. I grew up in 75216. I have seen the extraction machine operate. I have seen the Skinner box in action. I have been asked to check the box. I have refused. The stronghold is collapsing. Citizens of the United States, the prison is open. The keys are between the bars. The stronghold is collapsing. Reach for the keys. Reach for the evidence. Reach for the history. Reach for the law. Reach for the alternative. Reach for the amendment. Reach for the coalition. Reach for the witness. Reach for the keys of the prison. Refuse to check the box. Demand the abolition of racial classification. Join the Coalition for Amendment 28. Support the Caldwell model. Love your neighbor as yourself. The keys are within reach. The evidence is clear. The path is mapped. The only question is whether we have the will to act. I await your verdict.